Hi, sir. Today we're gonna go through the in-class S lab assignment 5, where we are expected to create a Docker file, where we're gonna create a one Go project, and we're gonna Dockerize the complete Go project and deploy it to the Docker Hub. By using the Docker Hub containerization, we're gonna deploy it in the Azure itself. So firstly, I'll let you go through the URL so you can get familiarity with the application. So this is our default domain. Here, I'll enter your name. Let's see. If I try to sign up, then the validation will work. This is just the basic authentication that I have created in our HTML. So I'll select the country. Okay. When I click on the sign up, you can see here the pop-up notification, which is a sign up successful. So the complete application is working fine. And firstly, I'll let you go through the PPT. So here I've divided it into six sections basically. The first is a project overview, and then I've explained all the prerequisites that are required for that project. The next one is our Go implementation, where we implemented our complete backend logic. The next one is the front-end development. It is none other than just a basic HTML file where I created one form, and the basic authentication created the script where we are handling these form values and passing it to the backend to handle it efficiently and store it in the MongoDB. The next one is the authentication, as I explained, as I've shown you in the video also, that I implemented basic authentication, which is given by the HTML itself. And the last part is the deployment. For the deployment, I use the Docker Hub and connect that Docker Hub repository with our Azure. So you can go to the project overview. So as I showed you that this is simply the sign up form where the user will enter the detail and all the details are gonna be validated. Then next, we're gonna save it directly into the MongoDB. And the prerequisite for this project is none other than the Go module. You should know how to connect to the MongoDB since we are using the MongoDB remote URL. It will gonna help us to make this application working in different PCs also. So we are not dependent on the single MongoDB or single local host. The next one is the Docker. Obviously, since we are using the Docker for our deployment in the Azure, so we should know and familiarity with the Docker and how to use it. Next, yeah. So for the backend implementation, Karthik and Sanjay did their best work to follow all the best practices of the Go modules. Here, they started with an entry point of the main.go. Here, they created the logic to connect with the MongoDB URI, so we can use in our deployment also in the production environment. They have handled the error as well if we find any error in the future. The and here you can see in the handle user registration, they're using they've created a simple structure, and the structure includes a full name, email, password, gender, and the country, which we are passing it from the front end. We are just decoding it and successfully inserting it into the database. The next task is the front end development. The front end development is handled by the Avneet and the Roshni. So if you go to the index.html file, we have started from the form. In the form, you can see the multiple fields are here. We have added a checkbox also to agree for the terms and condition. And in the script, you can see uh, event handler. So we are handling the event like whenever user will submit the form, this event handler is gonna be hit. We are passing the form data object and sending it to the register user API. So the logic that Karthik and Sanjay created in the register user is gonna be hit and successfully saved in the database. For the user perspective, we have created the toast notification also. This is complete CSS and the Bootstrap based. So here we are showing the successful message, whether it is successful or not. So here you can see this show toast notification. If the parameter success is passed, then we're gonna show them the toast notification in the green color. If for anyhow the sign up got failed, we are just giving the message that the sign up failed with an red background. And so the front end part is completed. Here you can see we have pasted the screenshots of our code, and the next part is our like authentication validation. This is also created by me and Roshni. So here we have just like I explained that the basic authentication that are provided by the HTML itself or the email and the further required field. I've implemented that in our form. The next one is our deployment strategy. Sorry. So when our code is successfully created, we just hit the go run dot and test our complete project in our localhost. Then Ankita and Billy, sorry, Ankita and Millie started their work. They create a Docker image and push that Docker and test that Docker image in the local host also. When everything's working fine, they deployed that Docker image to the Docker hub. So if I'll go to the Docker hub, here you can see this is our Docker hub image, and that image we're gonna use in our Azure also to deploy the complete Docker application. Now I'll move back to the Azure part. So we have created one web app in the Azure. And when we come to the deployment, and at the time of the creation, we have selected a container as our deployment. So when the project is created, we come to the deployment center. And in the registry source, instead of Azure Container Registry and the private registry, we just selected the Docker Hub since we are using it to for our deployment. The repository accesses are public. Then just give the full name with the tag that we are using. We're using the latest tag here because whenever we deploy an image and push it to the repository, then it goes to that tag. And just out of curiosity, I have just enabled this continuous deployment and paste a webhook URL um, here in our Docker project. So whenever we push the code to the GitHub, our GitHub action file is gonna be executed. This particular image got built, and this webhook is automatically got hit. It will gonna reflect it in our Azure also. So there's a whole application that we have created. I hope you find it exciting. We have just used the best practices of the deployment and the Go programming application. For the front end part, we have kept in mind to handle all the validation things so the user don't feel any discomfort while surfing in our application. So thank you so much.